When I saw this initial story, I wanted to cover it. I'm actually glad I didn't do this until I got back from Atlanta. So you have a 31-year-old lawyer by the name of Courtney Cox. Now it says she, had it all. It says she was a successful corporate litigator at the powerhouse law firm of Paul Hastings in Atlanta. A lot of people, couldn't understand why she would even get involved with this Pookie and Ray Ray, but she was well respected. Say she made a lot of money and she has a promising future, but she was ended up killed by this Pookie and Ray Ray that she ended up dating just a few weeks prior. So this Pookie and Ray Ray's name was Jarvis Jarrett. It said that he's been described by people who knew him as a thug and a street dude. Now, how is it that a lawyer, a woman that went to college, then she went on to law school, became an attorney at a respected law firm in Atlanta, how did she end up being with a Pookie and Ray Ray? How do a lawyer do that? It doesn't make any kind of sense. Brothers have been warning forever on social media and in a lot of y'all families. Leave Pookie and Ray Ray alone. What's wrong with a blue collar brother, a white collar brother, a brother that's involved, in the things you're involved with? What is wrong with that? Why Pookie and Ray Ray? It doesn't make sense. Now, say according to the police, they said the Pookie and Ray Ray Jarvis murdered Courtney inside her luxury high-rise apartment in Peachtree in Midtown Atlanta. Now, Pookie and Ray Ray don't even belong there. I know where Peachtree at. I've been there a few times. Actually, when I just went to Atlanta, I was actually staying at the Grand Hyatt, which is off of Peachtree itself, right? So that was in there. If I'm wrong, what I'm about to say, brothers and sisters from Atlanta, you know more than me, of course, because like I said, I was staying in Buckhead at the Grand Hyatt over there, but he didn't belong there because that's a nice area, right? He just didn't belong. At least the area of Peachtree. I know Peachtree is much longer than just the area that I was in. I understand that, right? It's a pretty long street. But they say the police learned that he shot and killed Courtney inside her Atlantic House Midtown luxury apartment sometime after 3 in the morning. And they say it appears the suspect was in the apartment, according to police. And they said there was no forced entry or anything like that. They said, but he just didn't kill, the sister. The Pookie and Ray Ray got into a deadly shootout with the police. And they say police say he didn't first responders from the balcony on the 21st floor. And at one point, investigators said he jumped from balcony to balcony, firing shots inside and outside the building, shooting up several units. They say his reckless discharge of shots could have killed dozens of people. They had nothing to do with anything, right? They say as they was getting the information from 911, they say the dispatch can hear the gunfire being played throughout the building. They say at least one officer returned fire, and police later found Jarvis dead on the balcony. They say it's not clear whether he was gunned down by officers or that he committed suicide. Now, the sister had worked for the Paul Hastings law firm since 2016. But this is the thing. Once again, it goes back to how can a woman that is a lawyer at a respected law firm be the Pookie and Ray Ray? Now, they say she met this Pookie and Ray Ray inside her building, right? Let's say, okay, you didn't know who he was, but now you get to talking to him and you figure out he's a Pookie and Ray Ray. Why do you continue that conversation past that? We hear so many women, and guys, you've heard this online. Well, I want a man that makes equal to what I make or more. But yet you didn't say that about Pookie and Ray Ray. Or there's another situation that we see here. I've seen women who's been extremely smart, right? Book smart. Let me say book smart. Extremely book smart. Make straight A's. AP classes. Smart. But when it comes to their dating, it doesn't go that route. Some of them will still date Pookie and Ray Ray. They don't even want even a blue collar brother. A blue collar brother is not out here committing crimes. He has a job or whatever, right? And yet you would turn those blue collar brothers down for Pookie and Ray Ray. Because, like I said, they're smart in the books, but they're not smart in their life. Because they have that, I like the excitement of it, right? Now, if you were so book smart and you knew the law, you knew good and well that life doesn't end very well. It ends either in jail or you're dead. That's the only end. A few people get out the game, but that's very rare that happens. They can get out and they have to, of course, leave the city or wherever they were doing the dirt at, of course, and never to return. But still, you would think she would know better than that at the time. But she chose to deal with Pookie and Ray Ray. See, this is what brothers are trying to say. Then you're going to have some of them say, see, this only choices we have. Either dating Pookie, that's a lie. Isn't that? Pookie and Ray Ray is not the only choice you have. Don't lie. I understand Atlanta is interesting. I understand. Because even when I was there, it wasn't even long when you start seeing who the main figures that'll pop up at you. Like, for instance, we had just got to the Grand Hyatt. As soon as we the time, you had this sister walking out there. I mean, showing everything. My daughter like, wow, really? She come out here with all the side boob? I mean, it was all out. I mean, she barely even had something on. Like, wow. I mean, just looking like a Jezebel. Kind of saw a couple of that when I was out there. Okay. Then if it's not looking like a Jezebel, then it's Team Bussy. That's all over the place in Atlanta, for sure. Right. They had one dude. Look, me and my family went ate at the boiler room. I think it's called the boiler room. Y'all know what I'm talking about from Atlanta. And they had one of our brothers. He part of the LGBT community, right? And he was bringing our food out. He wasn't a server, but he was the person bringing the food, right? That dude was switching so hard. I thought he was gonna throw a hip out of sock. I'm like, that dude needs to teach these females how to switch. Ain't nobody will switch with a vengeance like he was doing it. I mean, I told my wife, say, what's going on with him? But hey, listen, I understand we got people like that here in Houston, but I mean, listen, Atlanta a little on something different with it, okay? At least with the black side of it. I'm gonna say that much. Oh, they on something different, right? But in between, you hear a lot of women say, well, there's not a lot of, candidates, they trying to, it's a shortage. If there's a shortage and you feel that way, open up your horizons. Now, the divestors will say, open your horizons to Zaddy. Zaddy, I just saw a story actually out of Atlanta. Zaddy ended up burning up a woman, to the point that she almost dead, right? You got Zaddy here in Houston, doing that House of Horrors I'm pretty sure y'all heard about, which we'll get to those stories here on this channel because old Zaddy has been really acting a fool. And divestors have been catching a lot of L's with these stories. But when I say open up your horizons, is this. On dating apps, be willing to meet brothers that don't live in your state. You actually can do that. Okay? What if you meet a brother that's right here in, like where I'm at, Texas? What if you meet a brother Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, Mississippi, wherever you're from, or even maybe a brother that's not in Atlanta, but he lives some hours away, right? And if he a decent brother, y'all having good conversation, y'all FaceTime and y'all doing everything y'all doing, then y'all plan to, eventually meet up. If he a decent brother and they can afford to drive down or afford a plane ticket or whatever, then he go fly to Atlanta, he meet you or whatever the case may be. Y'all have a decent weekend, just kind of see how each other is. And then the next time you fly to where he at or whatever, y'all keep flying back and forth. Y'all never know what kind of relationship you can set up. Because like my situation, right? Me and my wife met online, and my wife didn't live here in Houston. She lives 6 hours away, from Houston, right? And so we got to talking. Eventually, like I said, we met up. They was going back and forth. Eventually, like I said, we moved in together, got married. Hey, the rest is history. Going on 10 years next month that we've been married, right? So you can do that if you open up your options to meet other people outside of your area. Okay. I mean, plane tickets don't cost that much. It don't. And it's quick to fly to different places, especially if you want to say, okay, I'm looking for somebody in my even your geographical region. Not to say that you can't meet a brother in California, New York, or whatever, or Chicago, or wherever the case may be, right? But you want to meet other people and you think that your city just don't have it all. We live in a big country, okay? We live in an information age as well. Planes are easy to get to. We don't have to drive cars for hours and hours no more. We don't have to ride a Greyhound bus like back in the day. We don't have to do that. So sisters in Atlanta, if you feel like you just can't find somebody, open up your horizons on these dating apps and be willing to meet brothers in other cities, states. That's that. Pookie and Ray Ray should never be an option. Because what if this sister would have met a brother, you know, even some hours away or next state over or whatever state that she met these brothers in? Could have been a decent brother, you know. But don't date Pookie and Ray Ray. That's what we have been telling y'all forever. Leave Pookie and Ray Ray alone. Pookie and Ray Ray and the hood rats, they belong together. Pookie and Ray Ray do not belong with no lawyer. Sorry, he don't. He don't deserve that. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation with this sister here. Sad, sad story, but I hope y'all learned a good lesson. You know, sisters that watch this video, leave Pookie and Ray Ray alone.